So before we dive into your new report, let me have you put your hat on as a former UK foreign secretary to get your assessment of the evolving situation in Syria. What does the toppling of Bashar al-Assad mean for the humanitarian situation there and for the country's future?
Well, I think it's very relevant to the conversation we're going to have today because the situation in Syria has been both a political emergency and a humanitarian emergency since the civil war started in 2011. The International Rescue Committee currently has 850 people working on the ground in Syria, about 450 in the northwest of the country, 400 in the northeast. And we have not taken Syria off our emergency watch list in the last few years. I know a lot of commentators have said over the last 4 or 5 years, the war's over, President Assad has won. That obviously has turned out not to be true. And we always believed that the scale of humanitarian crisis, the fact that there were 7 million refugees outside the country, the fact that 16 million people inside Syria were in humanitarian need, that this was an accident waiting to happen, really. And it has now happened. Obviously, there are significant geopolitical implications, weakening of Iran, strengthening of Turkey, etc. But there's also the humanitarian end of this, and the absolute priorities now are about getting the aid flows through all the border crossings, making sure that hyperinflation doesn't cripple the country, sustaining the health system, and organizing orderly return for those Syrian refugees, 3 million in Turkey, 1 million in Lebanon, who want to go back. All of that obviously dependent on the formation of an inclusive government that respects Syria's diversity.